Namaste. My name is Rajyalaxmi, and it's been a while since I talked to all of you about a healthy lifestyle. I have been a little bit indisposed, I should say, and remember last time when I talked, I had said it's the mind and the intellect which is not frail, or your soul is not frail. Body is frail. So if we need to move forward, if we wish to move forward in our quest for spirituality and what we are seeking, who we are, what we are, why are we here, what happens after we leave this universe or planet or our home even, where do we go from here? If we, any one of us, any one of you out there are interested in finding it, so, and it was a realization for me too, because more or less I didn't take care of my physical body as much as I should have, and I've started taking care of it. Because if you do not have the house, if you don't have the temple, if you don't have your body, how can you house the spirituality, the divinity in that? You need the house, the four walls, the four pillars, the roof over your four pillars to bring divinity or be God realized, or self-realization has to be achieved by the one who is physically strong too. So that is what was my realization, and it took me some time. It was hard. Now I have started taking a little bit better care of me physically. I always took care of me emotionally and spiritually, and people around me. And that is, today what I'm going to talk about is yoga, actually it is. It's not yoga, Y-O-G-A, it's yoga, which is the proper pronunciation. And I'm going to talk about the 8 limbs of yoga, which is the one part is asana, the physical aspect of it. There are yama, which is ethical well-being, niyam, which is physical adherence to niyam, to the rules and regulations. Then yama, niyam, asana, that is what most people do when you join a yoga class, or you try to become a yoga teacher, or you're teaching yourself, or you're taking the lesson, or you are just practicing in your day-to-day life. Then you have pranayam, which is the breathing technique, pratyahar, where you detach yourself from worldly objects. At the same time, you detach yourself from not just worldly object, materialistic things, but physically you detach yourself from the actions that you're doing. Then samadhi is the last one. In any case, so basically each one you need to go deeper into it. If you become a yoga student, or you try to discover yourself, you need to follow each limb very carefully. And I would suggest to people out there to find what they are, what the meaning is. They are suktas in Sanskrit. Suktas are written verses, I should say, in Sanskrit by Maharshi Patanjali thousands of years ago. It is it doesn't belong to anyone. It doesn't belong to Hindu religion, I should say. It just happened that in India it was Maharshi Patanjali who was God-realized soul, and he brought in front of the humanity for the better care of humanity, so the humanity, mankind, will be better served. Now, people also ask me what is the difference between Sanatan Dharma or Hindu Dharma and yoga. Absolutely none. Sanatan means something that's eternal. And dharma is dharma, dharayati iti dharma. Whatever action that you do which can be done, should be done, is dharma. Meaning, consciously, subconsciously, if you are doing something, whether it's in your home, at work, among your friends, which is right, which is correct, in that circumstance, in that situation, is dharma. And Sanatan means eternal, which is forever changing and evolving. That is what Sanatan Dharma is. And that's why you would find in Sanatan Dharma, almost it's all inclusive. It's almost everything, every thought, every philosophy, every kind of mythology, every kind of thinking, it has been discussed, deciphered, analyzed by someone, one of the rishis, one of the saints. They have said it, they have written it, they have passed it on to their students, which is Upanishad. There were over 300 Upanishads. Upanishad means Upanishad. Means sit next to me, or water that flows downward, the knowledge that flows downward. It has been discussed. Some people say, why do I go back to Sanatan Dharma, and why do I go back to only to these scriptures? What I'd like to say is, firstly, let me find who I am, let me find where I come from, and that is the land I came from. Maybe I will not even be able to find out who I am in this lifetime. Who knows how many lifetimes it will take me to find the truth that is hidden behind those Sanskrit verses, suktas, and riches and shlokas. Each one is so deep, so profound, so magnificent that it takes me, I read and then I go more and deeper and deeper and deeper into it, and then I find that similar thoughts and words have been said in different scriptures that are not in Sanskrit. But like I said, it has to, first I have to find me, because once I am able to find myself, which by that I mean find the truth hidden in Sanatan Dharma to best of my ability, I'll be able to move forward and look at others that have written by other saints and rishis in other languages. I'm trying. But I don't want to say something that is not true. If it's in my family, even if I'm not 100% right, at least I'll be forgiven. So maybe that's why I tread my water a little bit carefully. Anyway, so anyone who practices any form of yoga, any form of, if you're vegetarian, you read Bhagavad Gita, you read, follow Upanishads, you are a Sanatan Dharmi. So don't even think about quitting who you are and then going on changing and completely and becoming something that you're not. Just follow it and the path will open up to yourself. The physical, ethical, emotional, mental, intellectual, they're all different dimensions are covered in Sanatana Dharma. It's active philosophy, practical discipline. It teaches you how to live every day-to-day life. The purpose of your life is in such a manner that the truth expresses itself. And when the truth is expressed to you, that is when your life itself becomes more meaningful. And there's another word called bhakti, which is devotion. And bhakti just doesn't mean devotion to divinity, because that is what people limit bhakti. Bhakti can be to yourself, bhakti can be, or devotion to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to even to your job. Today I was speaking to someone at work and she is not happy at work. Every day I find her unhappy, and I have been talking to her, and I find this is very common among people. They feel that they have, actually it is true, every one of us have more to offer. Whatever job we have been given, it is limiting to our mental and emotional capability, and that is why we are able to function there without any problem, and that's why you are still hired. That's why you are still able to function. You are able to fulfill the requirements that by the company that has set standards for you. But that doesn't mean that you should feel unhappy, because the situation that you are in, I'll go back to my coworker. The situation that you are in has been created by no one other than you. You can be either happy in the task that you're given, fulfill it with best of your ability, or you can be unhappy. The choice is completely yours. Every workplace, there will be people who are there who will be jealous of you, of your ability, because that's who they are. Can you change them? No. What can you do about it? You can make yourself such that their emotions, their actions, their whatever shortcomings are not affecting you. You are just going to go there, you're going to make your cup of coffee, have it in front of you, see what you're supposed to be, see what's supposed to be done that day, open it up, do to your best of your ability, leave that person aside. I know it's easier said than done, but if you make a conscious effort, it can happen. Believe me, because I have been in that situation myself, and I have tried to best of my ability not to, I look at them, not to affect it. I look at them and I say, all right, okay, that's fine, it's okay, and I keep moving. If you love yourself completely with all your problems, you will be able to love the others that, whatever shortcoming, and it sounds that it's not, it is something difficult to achieve, it's not. If you're able to forgive them only because you have forgiven yourself. We all carry baggages, and these baggages bring us down. Even a child in the playground, carries a baggage, a little kid in kindergarten, because he pushed somebody, he took somebody else's lunch, he took somebody's toy. Subconsciously, it is leaving a DNA, it is leaving a stamp on his subconscious mind, and that is his baggage. He is going to carry it. Same way, my baggage, your baggage is going to be bigger than that little kid. His is going to be smaller, but as he grows, he's going to litter his life. And this I'm stealing from Khalil Gibran. I absolutely adore Khalil Gibran. Everything he has written since my college days, I have read him, and every time I read, same line, I rediscover another meaning into it. And in one place he has written, we literally litter our life with garbage. And what do we do rest of our life? We look back and keep picking those garbage and trying to store them, file them, put them away, or try to throw them away. Why even litter our life? Should we even try to put garbage in our life? So if you allow your coworker to make you unhappy, you are literally putting garbage in that moment in your life. So whatever your job is, whether it's janitor's job or you are a CEO of a company, each one has been given, assigned a special job for that moment, for that period, for that time frame to fulfill. And as long as we realize that okay, this is what I have to do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, to everything I got, and I'm going to put everything, all my senses, power, intellect, and everything, I'm going to put it into this job, into this moment. Trust me, you won't be unhappy. Another thing is, if the situation still makes you unhappy in spite of everything, you could try discussing. And at times, I have found discussing it with your coworker, your manager, your fellow employee may not resolve it. So let it be, and you will see it will get resolved. So this I brought it because it came up in my day-to-day life. And so I thought that I'll discuss it. And also, another thought that I'd like to share with all of you is the area, your work area that you have, make it such, create a tiny oasis for yourself. Whether it's a cube, your desk, bring objects from home that make you happy. Your kid's picture, a flower, a picture of a flower, a picture, if you can't have too much of tiny little knickknacks and all that because you're sharing your workplace. If you can store them away in another, like underneath your desk or in a little box, or I've seen people do that if they're sharing it. But as you're working, while you're working, bring them up, put them back away, because that will create a restful environment for you, which any negative feelings, any negative emotions that are coming your way from other coworkers or other people that are creating tension in your being, in your physical, emotional, intellectual, or astral body. You need to heal that, take care of that. And also, that is one thing. So you can, if you have that thought in your mind that I'm going to make my area mine for the 8 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours that I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here completely. Next thought that I would share with you, again, this came up in maybe past week. we have always been trained to multitask. Okay, you got to do this, this, this. Of course, you have to. If you are a project manager or if you are running a business, you are pulled in 10 different areas. But focus deeply, complete concentration on that moment. But if you're driving, you have to concentrate on your driving. There are too many accidents happen these days because people are not concentrating on the driving itself. They may be on their cell phone or listening to music or arguing with the fellow person who is riding with them or looking at the other car, whatever they are doing, and get distracted or trying to overtake. And that creates issues. Similarly, if you concentrate on what you are doing for that particular moment, we can handle only one thought in one given moment. That's what is our capability. You can have only house one thought in 1 second, I should say, nanosecond. There can be only one thought, not more. The one who created did not make us multitasking, multi-thoughtfulness in one thought at one time. So why not concentrate on the task itself? And you, in your back of your mind, you know you have to finish this, all these other things. If you deeply focus on that, which is what meditation is, deep concentration, deep focus, and that's why I brought in the 8 limbs of Patanjali Suktas. Because once you start following all those 8 limbs, don't just stay on the physical aspect of yogasana only. Look into the other pranayama, breathing. There are 108 pranayama methods. I can, I know I'm flipping from one idea to another, but within this time frame, I'm trying to give you as much as I can, possibly can. If a situation comes up, don't react. Take a step back. You can, like they say 108 meditation method, there's one where they say concentrate on the tip of your nose. The other person don't know what you're doing. You can just concentrate on the tip of your nose for a nanosecond, for a short second. And that short second will remove you from that situation. It is going to give you the breathing space, like we say, so you are able to analyze the situation. You are not reacting. You are able to think, analyze, and then respond to the person. I have always said that to anyone that I have helped managing their anger. Anger never helps anybody. It actually drains you. It takes so much energy out of you. Yogasana, all these 8 limbs, you accumulate energy within your physical body, within your emotional body, within the different chakras that you have, the energy points that you have within your body. You accumulate it. And the moment you get angry, you lose so much of it, and it takes you weeks, months before you can bring back all that energy. So it doesn't solve. That's why they say it doesn't solve anything. Anger doesn't solve anything. So just, concentrate on your nose, or concentrate here, which is another energy point if you want to concentrate here. But looking at your nose, just look, nobody knows what you're doing. Or you can just, whatever makes you can just rub your hand, bring attention from the thought or the action of that fellow coworker to your physical. And this is like rubbing yourself, healing yourself. I always say, if you are completely not self-absorbed, but healed yourself, only then you can help others. If you yourself are fragmented, how can you help others? How can you teach any yogasana or all those 8 limbs if you yourself don't know? And that is why I find sometimes a little disappointing when I go to any yoga center or yoga teacher, and there are so many out there. 1 month of yoga training and they become yoga teacher. How can that be possible? It's lifetime learning and then some before you will be able to teach someone else. Also, you can have images, like I said, like a waterfall, or you can have flowers or beautiful calendar, pictures of something. Make your workplace something that tells this is you. And that is how my workplace, and actually people when they come and say, oh, it is so sublime here, I say, well, I've tried to create a little bit of oasis for me, where when I enter my office, it's my work area. At the same time, I have surrounded myself with things, very feng shui, I should say, with the things that makes it pleasant for me to be there. So take a hint from me, it works. And tomorrow, if anyone is listening, tomorrow, take 1 thing, 2 things, and just keep it there. Even your kid's picture will make you happy. Picture of a rose, it'll make you happy. Instead of doing 10 things at one time, just address something that can be done quickly, prioritize. And that has always helped. And I have to tell people at one time, at times that, yes, this is email era, and you get hundreds of email and everything done immediately. We can only do 1 thing at a time. You know it, I know it. So why not do that 1 thing? So, well, it's going to be ending soon. So meditate, breathe in, breathe out. Do not fight with your inhale and exhale. Just let go. Just be. And you will find how easy it is. Sooner or later, it'll take you some time to be able to separate yourself from the things that are happening. Namaste.